Hello everyone, my name is Rituro, and this is my life in Silver-ish League. My opponent today, level 51 Gold Leaguer Terran on Expedition Lost. It's going to be Tuca v Rituro. As I learn what button is what, there we go. On Expedition Lost, now I really do like this map, and I'm somewhat disappointed that I've been playing it so... it's come up so rarely in my map rotation, which is unfortunate. I really do like this map. For the very simple reason of destructible rocks. I mean, that makes everything better. Third base, right there. You have to knock down the back door to get to it. Simply, I mean, you have the double screen providing a... It can be a double-edged sword having a cover screening your base entrance, but I mean, it's so nice to have destructible rocks. Makes life so much easier. 2 ways into a base, open up a second front, life is good. Meanwhile, I'm slightly ahead of Tuca here in my build order. I think was trying to get that SCV out and a little bit delayed. This is going to give me a supply advantage early, which is always nice. Tuca now will send out the scouting SCV. So at least getting that part done well. First, SCV is actually going back. He's not building a barracks. Going for a refinery. That early gas can mean a few things, but if you're Terran, it likely means Reapers. I mean, unless this is something super crazy and he's going planetary drop, but I'm pretty sure this is, I'm pretty sure early gas probably means Reapers, maybe a mech rush, but it's probably Reapers. And with the Proxy barracks going down at my 4th base site, yeah, it's looking even more and more like we're going to be seeing some Proxy Reapers. I mean, it could just be enough Vespene for a reactor. It could be, but I would be shocked if this is not a Reaper play. More to the point, I walk in the front door, I see no barracks. I see no gas, or I see gas, but I see no barracks. I know exactly what the dealio is. Something's happening, and it probably involves Reapers. 2 SCVs now off the line. They could be mining. One finally does go back to work. He'll actually intercept me. That's 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs now that could be getting to work. Not doing so. Now they get back to work. There we go. And the ring around the SCV will continue. There's the intercept, and I will get out scot-free. Meanwhile, the barracks is done, and this SCV will continue his scout. Just in time for the first Reaper to spawn. Good timing there for Tuca on getting the Reaper out. Unfortunately, he's still behind in supply, as I have now hit my supply block again, but immediately alleviated by completing that supply depot. Second barracks now up, and having realized what I know, and what I know that SCV is not getting through the front door anytime soon, and now he's going to die for his indiscretions. With the second Marine going over to intercept, and he will indeed catch him. Goodbye, SCV. Rolling down the hill as he does. There is the first Reaper, and he realizes, wait a minute, this is not going to be the easy run up the door that I thought it was. Meanwhile, the game of ring around the SCV went all the way around the corner here. Finally, he breaks it off and gets back to work, while I will get away scot-free. You know, scouting... Ooh. Lost a Marine there. Not so good. But the Reaper has backed up. His 1 kill, he's feeling pretty good about himself. And he will let those combat drugs kick in. He was regen 2 Reapers now sitting there. As I begin scouting, looking for proxies, where is all this stuff coming from? And not that it matters, I have a bunker up in the mineral line with a Marine in it, so I'm prepared for him to hop the wall, which he's about to do. I'll actually shoot from the low ground. This Marine will die. But it won't be for long, as there's the hop up. The bunker immediately goes after the Reapers, who try to micro their way around its second Marine into the bunker, as the Reapers will poke away at the structures. They don't have their jetpacks. This isn't Wings of Liberty. You don't have jetpacks anymore, guys. I mean, oh my goodness, I wish they did have jetpacks. That was amazing and fun and horribly broken, but I loved it so. But they do not have jetpacks, as this is not Wings of Liberty. This is Heart of the Swarm. And I am just fine with my Reaper defense. Fully stocked bunker there, watching, making sure nothing crazy happens. Engineering bay coming, as the early Reaper rush does have me a little bit suspicious of what's going to be the next play after this. And sure enough, a quick run up the Tech Tree, Destiny Cloudfist style, factory straight to Starport. And leaving his supply block now is Tuca, with more supply depots coming in at the main base. Double gas, so he's really going for tech up here. And with that much gas mining, why wouldn't you? Now an SCV dead there. As now 4 Reapers poking away at the rocks. See, this is why I love this map. This is why I love it. The backdoor poke down is so good. The problem is this makes a lot of noise. I can hear this from my base. And that's why this Marine is over here going, wait a minute. What is this nonsense? And he can poke. However, he can't keep range. And from range, the Reapers can indeed knock this down with no retribution, which means I need a siege tank or something with more range, or a Banshee or something on the high ground. Speaking of Banshees, cloaked Banshees on the way with this tech lab. Tuka going for the Reaper Banshee early aggression, hoping that I do not have detection. Unfortunately, I have been thinking ahead somewhat, and I do have missile turrets. Yes, indeed, I have missile turrets. Not, ideally placed, per se. I still have a horrible blind spot here, but enough. Meanwhile, the Reapers realize that they're probably not going to bust through the front door or the back door anytime soon. They go for the front door, and the Marines are waiting for them. The burst damage not enough to take down one Marine, though over time the Reapers will win that if microed properly, and Tuka is showing he can micro these Reapers around, so he should be able to win that. Another Banshee on the way here. Banshee number 2, the rally point is set. These Banshees are going straight for my base as fast as they can. The problem is I have a reactor tech lab situation going on here, so I can pump these Marines out to provide pressure, and Marines, pretty good anti-Banshee unit with detection. Problem is, though, I've run into my old friend, my old enemy, Supply Block. Reactor barracks now pumping out the Reapers 2 at a time. That's not good for me. However, I am deciding to move this barracks to the low ground so I can seal off the high ground with that supply depot. With this limited territory, you have to be very careful about base management. So considering how I am going ahead and expanding off the back of this, it makes sense for me to move this barracks down to the low ground, slap on a reactor, pump those Marines out closer to the source of conflict, and if all goes well, that should work for me. Meanwhile, I'm checking out back here going, okay, I don't hear anything. Seems like all's well and good with the world. Here comes the Reapers. They move up. They do not attack move. They move up the front door. They will take down this one Marine just to see what's going on here, so they will get a kill off of that 1-for-1. Pretty even. Does favor me, though, as I am able to pump out more Marines than he's able to pump out Reapers. I always called them reactors. However, no production whatsoever going for Tuka. Off the back of this, he is not doing production, and he has discovered the missile turret. Oh, you poor Banshee. Now, will they... Oh, and he's discovered another missile turret. Meanwhile, they will, the two of them, poke down. The good burster takes down the SCV and takes down more SCVs. The gas mining SCVs being obliterated here. However, I do have a scan in the bank. Here come the Marines. The detection is good because thankfully this missile is just in range. And now the Marines will attempt to contain them, and they do. And oh, not quite. Just not quite able to take down that Banshee with 8 hit points. Just not enough. As I was saying, there is a blind spot right there, and the Banshees were able to exploit it, managed to get 4 SCVs for their trouble. Not quite a return on investment. You know, it is fun having a siege tank able to spot the Reapers doing their little shenanigans. So, yeah. Siege tank. Pretty good unit. Meanwhile, second base is up and running here. Workers are working it. Having transferred some of the Marine workers over to over to gas. That's up and running, and there is the full worker transfer heading to the low ground, which means my income should be rocking pretty heavily here, and indeed, Tuka is doing well. He has dropped his mules recently, and he has fully saturated here, which is actually pretty nice. However, now with my workers transferred over, I am looking pretty solid here. We're even in gas, as you'd expect, but 31 to 26, I am now getting that mineral income right where it needs to be. High-sec auto-tracking is now on the way for me, as I want to make sure those Banshees do not get any more free shots on my base, and sure enough, I am making sure no shenanigans happen. Meanwhile, base armor upgrade complete for Tuka here, as he's wanting to keep his stuff up as long as possible. Actually, no, he cancels that out and goes with level 1 weapons. That's a good idea. That's a much better idea. Go with the level 1 weapons. You're going to need it. Meanwhile, forward-moving siege tank from the low ground, going after the bulk of the Reaper army, and this bunker, or this barracks, will fall, and the Reaper's trying to micro and save it. Not with that one Marauder in the mix. He's had absolutely enough of that. That Hastalope, looking pretty tasty. Also kind of dead. Down goes the Proxy. Down goes the Proxy. Meanwhile, back home, 2 barracks up and running. No real loss to lose 1, especially if it's a Proxy. The command center expansion is complete here. There is the orbital. Interesting how he's got this working here. It's sort of a de facto expansion. It makes it a little more efficient. Meanwhile, these 3 Reapers, they've seen so much, you guys. They've seen horrors. They've seen war. And they are getting out of here. And I have decided, since, real estate is at a premium, I'm going to Proxy. Proxy starports. Yay! Meanwhile, I'm thinking my 3rd base now. Throwing up as many missile turrets as I can to make sure no other craziness happens. This Banshee, it's going to have some problems if it tries to poke me down. I'm going to have more than a few problems. Just find my 2nd factory now up and running, or almost up and running here. This is actually the one that was delayed initially by the Banshees finally getting its completion done here by an SCV. Minute worker count looking pretty good here. Second Vespine refinery at this base. 4th overall. Almost online. Supply depots looking good here. Supply block could be coming soon, and indeed it will. That's going to be a problem. Do have an idle SCV here. That's not so good. He needs to get to work making some supply depots. But more importantly, the army is looking out here for anyone that might try to intercept us. There's the split scouting for any further proxies. 3 tanks escorting this group. All Marines with 1 Marauder here. So the army doing what it can to make sure everything stays up and happening. Defending as I am with these missile turrets, it's more proxy starports. I have plenty of money in the bank to pull this off. Could use a little more gas, which is why we have the 3rd base to get that gas income better. Or to better the gas income. Improve the gas income. Let's use those words. Those words are better. Much better words. Me speak good. Medevac's now done here for Tuca with Reapers and Marines backing up siege tanks. Pretty solid defense here. Pretty static defense, though. I mean, it is mobile in the sense that you can pick up a siege tank and move it. But here comes the static defense. The nice little choke point here with the supply depots, making that wide front door very narrow. Not a bad idea at all. Meanwhile, here comes the army to make sure that the proxy starports are not destroyed. Although walking the front door, they're going to get a nice surprise. There are the shots from the siege tanks, and the Marines not paying attention. Silly me not paying attention to that scouting group. Walking at the front door is not a good place to just A-move scout. You have to keep an eye. So over at these proxies, I have a Corvid reactor and a cloaking field up right now. I've heard it said that Corvid reactor is a bit of a waste of money, but considering that I want to be able to harass proxy, having that extra 25 energy to get down auto turrets, in my mind, in this specific instance, is worth the investment. We'll see whether or not I'm right, though, as the bunker is now going down for Tuca at the front of his expansion to make sure that it is even tougher to be trying to crack this nut. Tuca now has his own Raven on the field, though. He's got his own detector. He's predicting that I'm going to have some sort of a cloak tech, or maybe he just wants his own auto turrets. He wants his own secret missiles, and why wouldn't you? They are great options. Factory number 2 on the way now for Tuca as well. Meanwhile, my 3rd base is up and running. We have income. I am running low on gas, but I have plenty of minerals, which means I can pump out all the Marines I want. I do have Marauders joining this group, though, which is a bit of a waste of gas at this point. I have double siege tank on the way here. 2 more factories as well. I'm committing to mech back at the home front. Why wouldn't I? I've got the income to support it, and I'm even going to go ahead and try and bleed down some of the Vespine at this expansion, if for no other reason. That if this base is taken over, my opponent will have less gas than me. I will have left him less gas. Words, man, they're tough. 3 starports for Tuca. Committing to that air. 4 barracks in total. He's got double reactor, double tech lab. Pumping out Marines and Marauders. He is, like me, coming up to a supply situation where he will need some more supply depots. He doesn't have any on the way. He does have a Ghost Academy, though. Could we be seeing a Ghost drop? Stealth nukes. A great equalizer. Also a great equalizer. Busting down the back door. This is how you bust down the back door. Not with Reapers, but with a nice army ball. Down goes the back door. And here come the reinforcements. Couple of tanks to fire from the low ground. Meanwhile, siege tanks at the front door to catch anybody who swings around from the back. It's not a bad idea. Meanwhile, that sounds like a drop being loaded in, and indeed it is. The army being picked up and moved out. Now here, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem because if I see this, no, it's just going to be a reposition. He knows what the deal is. He knows the back door is available. I've missed my window a little bit here, but not moving out now. We move up the front door, stutter stepping up that ramp. There is the deploy by the siege tank. Kaboom go the shots. Even if you're being healed, the kaboom takes care of it. The Raven does not get off any of its abilities. As now, having set that missile turret to burn, you know, priority targets, like missile turrets, there, once the tank though is in siege mode and is a good place to be because that is going to make life very, very miserable. That one hero SCV deciding he's going to be part of the team, part of the gang, and the Marauder just will take him down. However, I have my own mech on the way, and when you have tons of minerals in the bag and you need to spend it, you've got mech, you bring out the Hellbats. Down goes one of the barracks. 1 of 4, still 3 pumping stuff out here as the army moves up, stutter stepping around the fire of the siege tank, getting patched up by the SCV. And now we're seeing that there's a Ghost Academy on the field. I realize, I might need to do something about this. Might need to get this to burn. Out come the units to take down this army. This army will die, but not before the siege tank is set to burn. Does Tuca notice, and time remains to be seen. However, I have my own harassment on the go here. While this has all been happening, I have been harassing with auto turrets. Oh, auto turrets, so good. This mining base is under siege from tiny little auto turrets. That's not good if you're Tuca. down come more auto turrets to make sure that it stays where it is. However, there are, siege tanks, and they're kind of angry about this whole auto turret thing, and that takes care of that stuff. Meanwhile, the Banshees showing up, cloaking. They have one job, it is to take down siege tanks. They're quite good at it. Marines have one job, it is to kill Banshees. If they have detection, they are quite good at it. And you better believe they have detection. That missile turret making life miserable for one of those Banshees. Still got 3 Ravens though, and those Ravens have energy thanks to the Corvid reactor. That Marine ball will stim up and scare away the auto turret. However, the Seeker missile has other ideas. It will actually scare the Marines back and allow the auto turret to take down the SCV and delay construction of that missile turret. Out come the Vikings though. This is a good counter by Tuca. He knows he's being harassed by units that don't natively have air defense, and one Viking mixed in with the middle of them is not going to save the day. It does take down one of them though. It does take down one, which is not too shabby. That level 1 upgrade for air turning out to be a good idea. However, that Raven will fall. Oh, is he going to survive? With 2 hit points, he survives. There's the Seeker missile on top of the missile turret. And a good suicide run there by the Viking to try and get the splash damage onto the Raven. It's not enough. The Ravens survive. Oh, 2 hit points with that 11 kill Raven. Thank you, auto turret. Scan now going down. And there it indeed reveals there is no third base up and running at Patuca, so I know I can move into this back door. There is the problem of the siege tank on the high ground. That's always going to be a problem. But I have so much mech on the field now. I have my wonderful Hellbats. They're feeling pretty good about life in general. Blue Flame is done. The Pre-Infernal Igniter. Got my level 1 weapons and armor. I have my level 1 weapons for mech. I could do better. I could definitely do better. And indeed I shall. There's the scan revealing the front door. There, the shots from the Thors who have joined the fight. That's what we're waiting for. The Ravens will back up just in time. The Banshee's almost taken down by the missile turret. Now the turret is taking down the short life of those Ravens. They serve to do nothing more than just take away DPS from those other units. Here come the Hellbats though with their blue flame taking down what they can. The Thors also tanking it from the back. And Tuca has had enough with the mech army marching up his front door. That's gonna do it. GG is not said, but we know it's a good game. So what I can say we learned from this is, if you are going to do a proxy, that's all well and good. Throwing down proxy barracks is fine, even though I am now throwing down command centers to make sure I'm not proxy expanded. If you're gonna do it though, you have to expand off the back of it and do it earlier than later. Throwing down all your mules after the fact is not gonna save you. You gotta make sure you expand off the back of your proxies. Just another little slice of my life in Silver-ish League. My name is Rituro. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like what you've seen, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, favoriting, sharing the videos being hosted at youtube.ca/steelswords. Of course, you can reach out to me on Twitter at @RituroGuy, and you can watch me record these episodes live as they happen in Twitch chat on twitch.tv/Rituro. Once again, my name is Rituro. Oh, voice crack there. My name is Rituro. This is my life in Silver League-ish. We'll see you next time.